So this presentation contains 6 steps. The first one would be Canada's nature and boreal forest. Then we will move on with the current situation in Canada. Then the deforestation and its negative effects, and also fracking. Point 4 would be the indigenous population, which is threatened. 5 reasons for deforestation, and last but definitely not the least, how does the government behave? Hello and welcome to my presentation. So today I'm going to talk about Canada, a land of diversity, environmental issues. So I will start off my presentation by reading to you guys one of my old texts I wrote about Canada. And this just represents my first impressions I had about that country, and in the course of the presentation you might notice how it changed. So, we all know Canada is a popular country to immigrate in because of its superb economic conditions, the healthcare system, and its beautiful landscape. You will find mountains, rivers, lakes, rainforests, deserts, islands, cliffs, etc. Most of it is still untouched nature, untouched by human development. Canadians have much appreciation for human and animal life. There is respect for who you are, what you believe in, and what you stand for. Respect for differences. Because today I'm going to use the word boreal forest a lot, I just clear up what the word boreal actually means. So the word boreal comes from the Greek and means north, and as you can see, the boreal forest is placed right at the northern latitudes, and the climate up there is more moderate and cold. And that's why there survives just one type of tree species, and they're called conifers. So Canadian's boreal forest is one of the most massive and important forests in the world. The entire Canadian boreal contains over 307 billion tons of carbon. This complex ecosystem is very important for the balance of the global climate. Unfortunately, it is under constant threat from the industry. So now we will move on with the current situation in Canada. So far, the media has given that Brazil or Indonesia are the countries where most of the forest is cut down or destroyed. Canada is now the world's leading deforestation nation. This is reported by columnist Stefan Lehay in his article on rebel.ca on May 21, 2019. A new satellite story shows a terrifying result. More than 104 million hectares of forest has been destroyed since 2000, which is an area 3 times the size of Germany. And according to Greenpeace International, an area the size of a soccer field disappears every 4 seconds. Studies by Global Forest Watch show that the destruction of the forest accelerated between 1989 and 2001. Particularly in the provinces of Ontario and Quebec, where over 80% of the primeval forest has been destroyed. So now I'm going to talk about the negative effects. The negative effects on the environment are enormous because not only the loss of the forest areas plays an important role. On the one hand, the forests are important oxygen suppliers and store CO2 from the air, and this regulates the climate change. Or the global climate, I'm sorry. On the other hand, the deforestation process at itself releases more CO2 gases into the atmosphere than all cars, trucks, planes, ships worldwide. An additional reason for the deforestation is the extraction of oil sand, called fracking. Huge forest areas become Mondlandschaften due to the high interests of international oil companies. The 2 largest minerals are located in Western Canada, but not as usual in liquid form, but rather embedded in oil sand. This sort of oil extraction is more complicated and causes even more pollution. Nature and the environment will be destroyed for many decades. The greenhouse gases that emits by the process when washing the oil out of the so-called tar sand is 50% higher than by common oil extraction. Fracking uses a lot of water to break up the rock. To produce 1 liter of oil, 3 to 5 liters of water will be contaminated. However, this dirty water lands in giant poisoned lakes, which obviously seeps into the groundwater. Furthermore, the habitat of the indigenous people is threatened. They need to vanish because either the land was just taken away from them or it was just not possible to live there anymore. For example, the poisoned stream water, which was once the drinking water, is now full of chemicals and contains carcinogenic substances. Or the main source of food was fish, but not anymore, not today, because some fishes show some kind of mutations and are in general just not healthy to eat due to the water pollution. Through the loss of the forest, the habitat for many animals such as bears, wolves, birds, and the biodiversity of plants are threatened. The loss of the biodiversity is just as big as a problem for humanity as the climate change. Reasons for deforestation. So I will show you 3 reasons for the deforestation, but it's not related to Canada, just general reasons. So the first is the use of the wood, chopping down trees for fuel or commercial items, worldwide export. And secondly, making room for chattel ranching or more land available for housing or urbanization, and creating space for mining, fracking, and so on. And this is actually the most important one. So now I will show you 2 videos. I will just start,
Fracking. Seit 2005 wird diese Ölfördermethode bewusst von der amerikanischen Regierung gefördert. Ziel ist die Senkung des Ölpreises sowie eine höhere außenpolitische Freiheit durch erhöhte Eigenproduktion. Seitdem boomt die Fracking-Industrie. Während die Gewinne vom Fracking durch private Firmen erzielt werden, werden die späteren, teilweise erheblichen Umweltschäden auf die Gemeinschaft, auf die Nationalstaaten umgewälzt. Teilweise werden sogar spezielle Steuerdeals geschlossen, dass Fracking-Firmen die ersten 15 Jahre keine Steuern zahlen. Seit Mitte 2014 ist der Ölpreis von $110 pro Barrel auf jetzt 50 pro Barrel gesunken. Die Umweltschäden durch Fracking sind teilweise enorm. Brennende Flüsse oder Wasserhähne, Grundwasserverschmutzung ganzer Regionen, durch Fracking erzeugte Erdbeben oder die Zerstörung ganzer Naturgebiete. Das ausweichende Methan beim Fracking ist übrigens deutlich schädlicher für die Umwelt als CO2. Geplante Fracking-Operationen in erdbebengefährdeten Gebieten und in Gebieten großer Wassernot sind besonders kritisch zu sehen, da Fracking extrem viel Wasser verbraucht und man somit vielen Menschen ihre existenziellste Ressource wegnimmt: Wasser.
So I'm sorry this video was in German, but this was, in my opinion, the best one. But the next one is an advertisement and it's in English, and I will just say responsible energy below water level.
Fracking's the responsible way to access energy deep underground. After scientists find a site, we drill straight down, well below water level, turn, seal the well, and bring natural gas to the surface, where it heats homes like yours. Then, the site's left just as we found it.
Yeah. So, how does the government actually behave, or what does the government think about this? The government puts the fracking in a good light by mentioning only the benefits, like this advertisement we just watched, and they let people think this is natural gas and clean energy. Also, the fracking provides thousands of people with a job, and some people call Canada and the oil industry the black gold mine because they earn millions of money. So money and profit, as always, are the main reasons why humans are likely to destroy the environment and mistreat the rights of the indigenous people. These are my sources. or not. I will put them below in the video. Thank you for your attention.